Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I am speaking with Jacob Giaimo. He has just released a fantastic new track called Sun Support, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Jacob, I want to thank you so much for coming out. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Austin. I'm excited for this.
I'm excited too. Where in the world are you at the moment?
I'm currently in Los Angeles, where I live.
Nice.
I've been here for about 3 years, and yeah, loving it.
Cool. Same. I'm also in Los Angeles. It's a great place to be when
Good
it's not
deal.
sweltering hot. So I hope you're
Yeah,
hope you're
it's
staying
been good.
cool in some capacity.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I'm trying.
Well, speaking of the hot weather, you've got this new song out. It's called Sun Support, and it is kind of like the
Yeah.
perfect summer song, in my opinion. It's got like bright acoustics, and your voice sounds awesome on it.
Well,
First
thanks so
thing,
much.
yeah, man, you're so welcome. First thing I'd really love to know is what is it about? Like, what does this song mean to you, and what inspired it?
Um, that's a good question. Yeah, I really enjoyed writing Sun Sport. I wrote it, you know, ironically, I wrote it at the very beginning of the pandemic because it is a happy song, but
Sure.
obviously the world was in a bit of a
Yeah,
worried
different
state
times.
at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, different. But I remember the process really vividly. It was a very quick write. Sun Support, it kind of just like needed to come out. I think maybe because the world was a bit down and sad, that for whatever reason it made me want to just write something happy. And I
Yeah.
was happy at the time. Fortunately I was able to kind of retreat back to Orlando, where I'm from, and spend some time with my family there.
Nice.
And that kind of like made me feel happy, obviously
Yeah.
spending some time there. And then I remember just sitting down and writing. We were spending a lot of time outdoors, like in our backyard and everything, so I think it just kind of came through the song, like just to write something about like being in the sun and
Yeah, man.
being happy and dealing. Maybe it was like a coping thing for me to write that song.
Totally.
So yeah, and I'm so glad that you like it. It's a fun one to perform. It's a fun one to listen to with my buddies and stuff. And yeah, it was enjoyable to make, and it's enjoyable to listen to for me. So thanks for the kind words.
Yeah, man, it's got that great like replayability factor. Like it's not
Yeah,
too heavy on the sound. Like it's pretty light. Obviously, it's vocals forward, but it's acoustic forward. So it's just like like a laid back kind of chill song. And I think yeah, probably at the time that it came out was a perfect time for that type of song, and it still is now. But things
thank you.
change. Things change.
Yeah, and it's for me it was something almost I needed to listen to at that time, just to make me feel happier with obviously the sad state of, I guess, the whole world at that
Right.
time. And then 2 years later, yeah, it's been 2 years since I wrote it, but it's summer now, and it's been a great song to listen to now as well. And
Totally.
you know, so yeah, it definitely fits the summer mood. But
Right.
I mean, it could be anytime. Just listen to it
I agree.
anytime.
I think that's the
Yeah, yeah,
main message. Now, in
yeah,
terms of like
absolutely.
actually making the song itself, did you have any outside help putting it together, like on the production or the mixing, and just like fine
Yes,
tuning it?
de- definitely. Yeah, I recorded it in North Hollywood,
Oh,
with a
nice.
studio
Okay.
called Opus Recording.
Oh,
And yeah, and they're great over there, and they really helped me produce the track. And obviously I had all the lyrics and the music for it already written, but they obviously
right.
recorded and mixed and mastered it for me. And then I'm also, obviously I release music under my name,
Sure.
but I am in a band, and so
Oh,
they also, one
okay.
of my band members also recorded in the back for it, drums, bass,
Nice.
and guitar, and really brought the song to a new level, which was, I appreciated so much, because obviously to have a collective unit that I feel so comfortable making music with. I trust them so much, and they're some of my best friends. So
Yeah.
um, like listening to the completed version from obviously that first moment when I wrote it in my bedroom, uh, it really just had a awesome new life to it, which was really rewarding to hear. Once you hear something finished, you're just like, ah, I'm so
Finally. No,
glad.
it's a breath of
Yeah,
fresh
finally,
air.
yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
people
absolutely,
realize the amount of work that goes into making one song. You know what I mean? Because it's
yeah,
not just the writing the lyrics or putting like the instrumentation together. It's everything else that comes after. It's nailing down studio time and making sure that everything
Totally.
sounds great. It's just, yeah, not as easy as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, maybe not, but it's super rewarding. I mean, it is hard work, but it makes it even better once you're
Totally.
done.
And you've had a couple singles come out afterwards, obviously, over the last, I guess, a year or so. So then the obvious
Correct.
question is, we are about midway through 2022 right now. Do you have
Hmm.
anything in the works that you can talk about? Or yeah,
Yeah,
I'll leave you
absolutely.
to it.
Yeah, I'm currently recording my third album.
Oh, nice.
It's
Awesome.
been about yeah. So it's been about 3 years since I released a full length album.
Got it.
And I've been releasing some singles since then. But I really, as an artist, I really like writing albums.
Yeah.
I think I'm a singer-songwriter, and I think I really like to tell stories. As much fun as it is to release singles, and maybe I don't know, sometimes you get advice saying that singles will help traction more just because, obviously the world
Yeah.
we live in now with music consumers, everyone just wants something
Right.
fast. And, I'm kind of the same way, it takes,
It's all
um,
attention spans. It's tough.
yeah, everyone kind of just is like, like they'll put together playlists of just so many different artists, and that's
Right.
what people listen, like how people listen to music now. But and that's great, that like music is like just moving forward,
Sure.
and that's awesome. But just from a personal standpoint, it makes me happy to write albums,
Yeah.
and I think it makes me feel more fulfilled as an artist because I think that's what the style of releasing music that suits me the best. So
Totally.
so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And we're recording at a place called the Village Studios here in LA. And that's been super fun. Like it's a kind of a new level for us. We're in a very awesome studio with amazing producers and big rooms, and I'm just like
What
it's
is
like
happening
overwhelming
right
kind of, but
now? I know.
yeah, no, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been so much fun. And I think, obviously I think every artist, thinks that their music gets better over time, but it's true. My music is getting better over time. I feel more confident and assured in myself and my abilities, my storytelling abilities. And yeah, I just hope that, people could resonate with that and hear that through the new songs.
That's really cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing the album once it's fully released. But
Yeah, thanks.
do you find that like the music that you listen to on a daily basis has any influence in the music that you're making, or is it completely different styles?
um that's a good question because, some musicians I listen to are have a great and like great influence on me.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll write a song and I'll be like, I wrote that song because I heard this one song by this person and it just really inspired me to write a song like that.
Yeah.
And so that happens a lot. But then also like I listen to a lot of music that sounds nothing like me. But I think it does still influence me to obviously to write music. I think as long as I'm inspired and feeling inspired, it'll show in my work, but it doesn't necessarily mean like I love Harry Styles, but I don't
Sure.
really write like Harry Styles music. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So
Sure.
yeah, but so you kind of just take bits and pieces from everyone, and I think that's the most important thing I've realized over time is you take something from everyone you listen to and everyone
Yeah.
that inspires you, and then you kind of make your own unique sound that pulls from everywhere, and that's a really cool thing. And you can start to hear
Totally.
that as time moves on.
I mean, it's, yeah, I fully agree. Especially as an artist, it's like if you only listen, just for example, like acoustic pop, chances are
Sure.
your music isn't going to have a ton of variation to it. But like I talked to so
No.
many people who are like, yeah, I write, just another example, mainstream pop, and I exclusively listen to death metal. And it's like, yeah, but then my bassist listens to this and my drummer listens to this, and so we kind of just make it work. But it's all about you. It's like you're the one putting the time and effort in. You should be able to experiment, kind of do what you want. You're making the music you want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really try to take time to listen to music that doesn't sound like me
Right.
because I think it's so important to understand how many different styles there are,
Yeah.
and also just yeah, it kind of gives you a better, what's the word? I don't know, just a better view of what everyone's interests are, and
Absolutely.
how you could, just make yourself different,
Yeah,
to stand out. So
that's what it's all
yeah, it's
about.
all good. I love a lot of different kinds of music, and
Right.
I tend to lean into the more like Bob Dylan-y, like singer-songwritery, like
Sure.
George Ezra kind of vibe. Um, but that doesn't mean I don't love Britney Spears and
Yeah, man.
like
I feel
and
ya.
like a
There's a
bunch of
time and a
different stuff.
place
You know
for
what I mean?
everything. Time and a place
Yeah,
for it all.
absolutely,
Now
absolutely.
you mentioned previously about performing. Do you have any shows in place, or is that something that is like in the works?
Yeah, so I perform often here. I try to play as much as I can live. My
Sure.
next show is at the Viper Room here in
Oh
West
yeah.
Hollywood on August 13th at 7.
Sweet.
So if you're in the WeHo area, please come by. We have tickets and everything, and yeah, I love performing. It's such an important part of who I am as a musician. It's
Absolutely.
after writing, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's so freeing and good to like
Yeah.
be creative on stage. It's just fun. It's a fun experience. So
What
yeah,
it's all
that's our
about.
next show, and we continue to play a lot live. So yeah,
Sweet. Well, what does a live set look from you guys? Yeah, any covers in there, or is it mainly original music?
yeah, it's it's mainly original, but we definitely like to put covers in
Sure.
because as much as my friends and family know my originals and everything, but for the outside person who's coming in to kindly take the time and come see us,
Totally.
we also like to play music that people recognize and that people could dance along
Yeah.
and sing along to and know all the words to. So like I said, I love Harry Styles. We have Harry Styles covers. We're gonna do Dancing Queen by ABBA at the next show.
That's
Like just like
awesome.
really like yeah, just like different songs
Yeah.
to what I play. It's fun for us to do covers and
Totally. I mean, yeah, for an
yeah,
independent artist, and especially people that you're playing in front of that may not be familiar, it's like you sort of have to entice them in a way. It's like, hey, we can play this song really well, and you might like this song that I wrote myself. And yeah,
totally.
dude, it's all about attention grabbing. I love it. You should
It's
never.
it's
Doesn't matter
so
how big
important.
you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've that's one thing I've really learned over the years. Yeah, I went to Florida State University. I'm from Florida, yeah, and I went there, and that's when I really started playing live all the time. Yeah, like just as a solo artist,
Yeah.
and especially like at a, I guess you could call it a part more of a party school. I'd play
Sure.
at
Sure.
bars like
Yeah,
late
man.
night at like yeah, I'd play like late night at bars, and people were like, "Can you play Colt 45?" And I'm like,
Mm,
"Do you know who I am?"
yeah. Right.
But then I
Like,
learned these
I
songs, and
feel yeah.
people just love them. Like, you know what I mean? You do like interesting covers that bring you out of your comfort zone, and people really enjoy it, and like I think appreciate that you could do different things. It's like the same thing as listening to
Yeah.
different artists and pulling inspiration from different styles. So
That's awesome, man. You gotta keep it
yeah,
open and see what happens.
absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool. So I'd love to know, it sounds like you've got a lot in the works right now. What does the next year of your life look like, given like things are normal-ish? Any like lofty goals that you'd like to hit?
Yes, I definitely always have goals, and it's sometimes hard to see, a year in advance when you're so focused on the here and now, I suppose. I
Absolutely.
think the most important thing for me to is to just continue growing my skills in terms of writing music. Obviously,
Yeah,
completing this third album is super important for me, and
absolutely.
um and obviously playing as much as I can live to just hopefully get that recognition that we all crave as musicians, to bring us to the next step. And I'm not exactly sure what that picture looks like in terms of the next step. I found myself really happy in the last like year with I think how I am mentally about like the music industry. Because I
Totally.
think when I first moved here, I was very, maybe stressed is the right word about getting recognition fast.
Right.
And then
Well, yeah, you set
and
yourself these expectations because you compare yourself to others, and it's like this endless cycle.
yeah,
I get it. I get it.
yeah, but no, but it's not to say that having goals isn't important. I
No.
definitely do, and want to obviously just feel like I'm continuing the progression
Sure.
of my music career, and that definitely comes with doing all those things I just said. To I think I'm just really excited for people to hear this new album because it's clearly a progression, and I feel that when I'm singing the songs, I feel that when we're recording and writing. So um, yeah, so I think that's what the next year looks like for me, just to continue to grow and be happy, which I am now. So I'm very lucky and feel fortunate. You
That's
know,
awesome, man. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I've got one
yeah,
more. I got one more for you. I basically want to
absolutely.
know, for the person that's going to discover you from this, and for the person that's
Hmm.
going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an
Sure.
opening message that you'd like to say to them?
That's a good question. I would just say, spend a little bit of time, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard. I just want people to enjoy it. You know
Of
what I mean?
course. Yeah,
And I
there's no
think,
right answer. There's no wrong
yeah,
answer.
yeah. I think you listen to Sunsport, you listen to other songs like Turning Tides and Take Care by Me. They're all pretty different, but
Sure.
I think they do tell a lot about who I am.
Hmm.
Like they definitely, reflect who I am as a person in my music, which I would hope so, and I think that a lot of people could resonate um from my music. I think the main goal I've always had as a musician is I want people to feel moved by music, and I want them to feel moved by my music, just like I feel moved by my favorite artists and stuff. And that's what made me have the dream to want to do it. It's such a beautiful thing, music, and I think you could really find joy and happiness from it.
I
So
think
I would
you're
just say that,
100% right.
yeah. So I think that's all I would say is like I just hope that people could find joy in listening to my songs and yeah.
I think that's the right
I
answer.
think that's it.
I think that's the
Yeah.
right answer. Jacob, I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time out of your day. I'm glad that we could connect and do this. And
Yeah, thanks so
please,
much.
let me plug your music for you one more time. The song is called
Thank
Sun
you.
Support, but there's so much more within your discography that I recommend. So I just say everyone check it out. We're gonna have links so that people can listen and share and follow along and do all that fun stuff. I can't wait to see what else comes out. I'm invested at this point, and I just want to
Thanks,
thank you
Austin.
again for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Austin. I really appreciate you just having me on and taking time out of your day. I loved it. It was a great
You're
time.
super welcome, and I hope to speak soon, and have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely. You
Awesome.
too. Thank
Talk to
you.
you later. Bye bye.
Bye.